I know you want to feel more confident, more steady, and more secure in yourself. And the first thing I need you to understand is that you cannot express confidence from a body that feels unstable, from a nervous system that is constantly activated and reacting to triggers. Most people don't think about it, but your nervous system directly affects your confidence. It affects the way you carry yourself, the way you respond to situations, and the way you show up in your life. So, learning how to regulate your nervous system is one of the most important things you can do if you want to build a truly strong foundation for confidence. Stay with me for a moment because I'm going to explain how you can start recognizing what is happening in your nervous system and how you can train it so that confidence becomes something stable instead of something that disappears in difficult moments. I'm sure you experienced situations where you felt something in your body before you could even process what was happening. Maybe your chest felt tight, your stomach dropped, your heart started racing. Sometimes it happens during a delicate conversation, a moment of tension, when you feel criticized, or a situation where you suddenly feel uncomfortable. Your body reacts before your mind even understands what is happening. And when you are in that state, it becomes very, very difficult to make conscious choices and feel confident. It becomes difficult to feel secure about how you want to respond, what you want to say, and how you want to show up. If you never learn how to understand and train your nervous system, confidence will always feel unstable. One day you're going to feel confident, the other day you're not going to feel confident. Because when you are activated, your body enters what we can call a protection mode, a survival mode. These reaction patterns are installed over the course of our lives, often without us even realizing it, and that's why these reactions happen much faster than our mind can process. When I was very young, in my early 20s, I started having my first experience speaking in public. At that time, I was doing my master's degree and I began teaching at the university, sometimes even teaching people who had more experience than I did. A little later, I also started giving talks, and from early on, I already knew that speaking and teaching would be part of my life. Every time I finished a class or a lecture or a public speaking, someone would come to me and ask the same question. How are you so confident speaking in front of so many people and you are so young? What most people didn't see is that I had already understood that this would be my environment. And because of that, I trained my nervous system to feel comfortable in that situation. That's where I built the foundation of my confidence. Maybe speaking is not the area where you want to feel more confident. Maybe you want to feel more confident in conversations, in your work, in relationships, or the way you express yourself, but you're going to see the process is exactly the same. In those delicate moments, challenging moments when your body reacts, confidence seems to disappear for everybody. Silence can feel like rejection, criticism can feel like an attack, distance from someone can feel like abandonment. All of these interpretations and even the thoughts that follow them are patterns that were built over time. As I said before, our body reacts before our mind understands, and that's what I call nervous system activation. Your body simply reacts automatically without giving you the space to make a conscious choice. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you send a message to someone and they don't reply for a few hours. If you take a look at the situation, you're gonna see that nothing really happened, but maybe your pattern, the pattern of your nervous system, is gonna start to think, did I say something wrong? Is this person upset with me? Maybe I shouldn't have sent that message. And then your confidence drops down. Your chest tightens, your mind starts racing, and this whole sequence of physical and emotional reactions begins. Do you relate to any of these situations? Have you ever taken a moment to observe how your body reacts when you face challenges, when you're not feeling the most confident? Usually, when the nervous system is activated, everything happens very quickly. And this is exactly the moment where confidence can either collapse or start being built. So the first thing I want you to do is very, very simple. Take a piece of paper and a pen or the note on your phone and think about your last week or maybe the last month or even situations that you know you tend to repeat the patterns in your life. And ask yourself what happens and how your body reacts. For example, if your manager tells you that you are going to review a task, does your heart drop? Does your stomach kind of drops? Do you feel pressure? Or if you know you need to have an important conversation with someone, does your heart start racing or does your mouth get dry? You know all these sensations or body sensations? Many people is going to think that these reactions are insecurity. But very often it's not insecurity. It's a simply highly activated nervous system. So, your first step is recognizing what actually happens inside you. And once you do that, you're going to begin to understand that your body is often reacting before you even have the chance to think or choose. Now comes the second step. Once you know your triggers and you recognize your reactions, you can start training your nervous system. And I want to teach you a very, very simple breathing technique that helps a lot in moments of activation. It's called the 4-2-6 breathing exercise. When you feel that a situation may activate you, for example, before an important conversation with your boss or any other situation, you're gonna inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 2 seconds, and then slowly exhale for 6 seconds. Repeat this exercise for 5, 6, or even 10 cycles. This is really, really simple but important because it brings your body back to the present moment. It prevents your mind from projecting negative scenarios or imagining problems that haven't even happened yet, and it calms those physical reactions that slowly destroy your confidence. When your body settles, you create space, and in that space, you can finally ask yourself how I actually want to respond, how I want to communicate. What result do I want from this situation? And that's where confidence begins. This is your power to build confidence. Another moment where you can use this technique is when you are already inside a situation and you feel the activation rising, the triggers coming. When you feel that, you are about to react the same way you always do. In that moment, pause and breathe. Bring your body back to the present and observe what's happening. You can even ask yourself simple questions like, what actually happened? What am I feeling in my body? Am I in real danger or simply activated? Then breathe, calm your body, and make a conscious choice. I know that at the beginning this may feel very strange, and it may even feel uncomfortable to recognize your patterns, to do the breathing exercise, but the more you practice, the more natural this becomes. Your body starts to understand that instead of reacting in the middle of intense activation, there is another place available, a calm place where you can observe what's happening, understand what is happening in your body, and make conscious choices accordingly to the confident person you want to be. And this is the place for a solid foundation of confidence. Because confidence is not about reacting well. Confidence is about choosing how you want to show up. You move your nervous system from reactivity to confidence, and your body begins to understand that it doesn't have to jump into alert mode every time something feels off, something feels uncertain. Instead, you can stay grounded, think clearly, and consciously choose to respond from a confident position. I remember the day I gave my first talk to more than 500 people back in 2017. Of course, my body, my nervous system wanted to react. My heart wanted to race. I felt that little drop in my stomach. But as I told you before, I had already learned how to prepare myself. I had already been doing the work of understanding how my body reacts in challenging or uncomfortable situations or new situations. And I was already using breathing and bringing my mind back to the present moment so that I could consciously choose how I wanted to handle that situation. And that's why I always felt so comfortable. That's exactly what I'm teaching you here today. And if this video helped you understand your nervous system and your confidence a little better, follow me on Instagram as well. Over there, I share more insights, and I also created a free guide with 4 steps to help you understand how to build your confidence in a very practical way. This video is actually one of the steps inside that guide. I don't know how long it will stay free, but if you are watching this video now, send me a message on Instagram and I will share the guide with you. See you in the next video.